All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first game in this best of three. This is the Go for StarCraft Monday Premium Cup, sponsored, of course, by CM Storm, one of the coolest sponsors of esports, because, of course, they sponsor Polt, my favorite player. But he's not here today, sadly. This is Rifkin. I'm casting today with not Stefano, but Binary Evasion Zervas. And spawning here in the lower right corner of the map. No, man, I'm introducing you. Say hi later. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, Zervas is a really awesome guy. He's also a Zerg player. He plays is it really professionally? I don't know how that works. Like, because professional is like money, right? Like, do you have a salary on Binary Evasion? Are you even allowed to talk about this? Oh, that's pretty cool. So, he is actually a professional Zerg player. There we go. We got the title sorted. But okay, let's do this. Now that I've made this awkward enough, spawning here in the lower right corner of the map, representing Team ESC Icybox, it is Goody, the Purple Terran, the Panzer General.
And on the top left corner, from the Fnatic Academy, newest edition, I think, it is Zanster. Oh no, second news, I think Hello Kitty.
Well, either way, Zanster.
Hello Kitty was the nice pickup, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, Zanster's a really good player. And guys, my favorite thing about the ESL website, there's a lot of things I don't like about it. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush about it, but let's pop this up here for a second. We can see who these guys came through to get here today. So Zanster started the day fighting Fatal Error, took out Star, a really good Terran player, Acer's Paranoid, and of course Hope, a previous winner of the Go for StarCraft. Now he's here in the semifinals fighting Goody. Goody in the meanwhile though, sorry, I'm trying not to block the screen with this. Goody fought Lucking, Chubbs, Orc, and Fnatic's Pink actually before taking on Zanster here. So the first two players, nobody really too notable, but the second two, man, Orc and Pink, really, really good. We'll see how this goes. Both players have definitely earned their spots here in the semifinals. Zervas on Belcher Vestige, knowing that Goody's not going to do Biomine. How do you feel about this map for Zanster?
I think, all in all, Belcher Vestige is the most balanced map in the map pool currently. I think there is no matchup where it's imbalanced for anybody. I think it's just a cool map.
Yeah, you'll often see Akalon vetoed out, or like, you know, the bigger maps,
yeah.
but Belcher
Star
tends to be,
Station.
Yeah. Belcher, though, tends to always be one map that people are comfortable getting, but hang on, man. I'm so blown away with this. Goody. It's going for 2 racks with Reapers.
That's pretty scary.
This is scary, because this is coming from Goody. You're expecting tanks, you're expecting Hellions, but he's
I think he got scouted by Zanster at least.
Yeah.
He's going to make Zerglings and he's getting speed and stuff.
And normally this would be, like, if this was 1 Reaper, guys, 8 Zerglings, massive overreaction. But getting this many, getting the Queens out, knowing that the 2 racks are on the field, totally an appropriate response.
Yeah, but you shouldn't miss the opportunity to pull the gas drones out in this main. This is very important in such a situation. That you don't mind too much gas, because you're low on eco.
I like that he put 1 back in there, though, afterwards, because he doesn't quite know how much he needs to follow this up. So really, really nice.
It doesn't affect your economy too much, but you have a little bit of gas back after speed finished, like 100 gas or so, to get some roaches or whatever.
Yeah, and the really scary thing about this too, a lot of players who open with the 2 Reapers, you can't really fight a Queen head on, but 3 Reapers actually contend with a Queen and can kill it. But Goody gonna lose this 1 Reaper if he's not careful. Oh man.
So close, so close.
6 health, time for those combat drugs to get to work. But I like, you know, I really like that Goody didn't overinvest into this. Like, okay, it was scouted, it was shut down. He made 3 Reapers, now he's transitioning into the mech that he's so comfortable with. Getting the command center out as well. I mean, he's perfectly fine the way he's got this game situated. I would have loved for him to snipe off that Queen, though. Get him all the way back home with the Reapers, though. A little curious about that.
Well, I think he's not entirely sure when Zanster will have speed, so if he will catch all of the Reapers on the map, it would be very bad. Because now he can still pressure Zanster with the Reaper and Hellions. Like, he has 3 Reapers. This is just, yeah, the damage output that makes it very scary. In addition, with 2 or 4 Hellions. I mean, Speedlings cannot kill them, and he can poke Queens very hardcore and deny creep spread and stuff. And he can force a cancel at the 3rd base with 3 Reapers and a bunch of Hellions.
Well, I know a lot of people are very familiar with Goody. He's kind of known for being that mech guy, especially in Europe. But are you familiar with a player known as HTO Mario?
Yes.
Okay, well, for those who aren't, by the way, he's the North American Goody kind of. He plays a lot of mech as well, but he does this stylistic thing just slightly different that I find hilarious with his pushes, where he'll actually get like 30 Widow Mines out with Drilling Claws really fast and just like bully you with those instant burrows. But, ooh, actually not taking any damage from those Hellions. Circling run by potentially scary, though. Now Goody's going to push out with these Hellions, try and get a little bit of this map control underway. He doesn't want Zanster spreading too much creep. He's got Hellbats coming up, he's got a medevac out, he'll try and go for the drop, but man, Hellbat drops, despite still being potent, are nowhere near as scary as they used to be.
Yes, but they're still scary.
Yes, definitely.
You should never count them out. I mean, if they're killing your queens and roaches, it's kinda, yeah, frustrating.
Well, you know, that's what I find so interesting. When I heard that they were nerfing the change that it's like Blue Flame will make it back to normal, I was expecting a lot of Terran players to start actually getting Blue Flame more incorporated with their army, but because what you're fighting is a lot of roaches and a lot of queens, with those Hellbats, they don't benefit from it. So you see a lot of people actually completely skip Blue Flame now.
Yeah. Well, I think their damage output against Circlings are more or less the same. Still 2 shots, so nobody's going to make Circlings against Hellbats.
Yeah.
And other light units, you have Hydras, but Hydras die anyway.
Yeah, light units.
It shoots. Yeah.
Well, a nice drop there on top saves the Marines. These Hellbats, though, man, they do more damage than roaches. That splash damage is a little too good. Zanster has to do some kiting here. Doing a great job picking off these Hellbats on the front lines, though, but the Marines still standing strong. Goody, of course, with no stim, no tech behind them. These Marines are really throwaway units, and he is actually doing a ton of damage here to Zanster.
Yes, but Zanster is in an okay position worker-wise, and now he will have roaches and soon speed. Does he have upgrades, by the way? No, he does.
No, neither player with upgrades
just yet. But he has an evolution chamber, so I expect it to come on shortly after the aggression is ended. Yeah, now it goes.
Well, Zanster gonna see the base. Nice, clear scout with the Overlord. Or sorry, Overseer, my bad.
Well, the thing is, against Goody, you don't even have to get melee upgrades, and you don't have to scout because you know he's going from back.
You know he's going back, yeah, exactly.
It's actually, normally you're like 1-1 link upgrades, you're getting them, and afterwards you're like, I got +1 link speed and +1 link attack, but it's not really, worth it at the moment because you just make roaches.
Yeah. And have a good night, Temba92 Games. Thanks for hanging out on the stream, and thanks for all the retweets, man. Hope you have a great evening. And guys, if you're watching the VOD of this, you're not watching this live, I do encourage you, come join us in chat sometime, whether you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch or some other channel. We have a lot of awesome chat going on. We can't always talk about it in game, but since we got a bit of a lull for a moment, just giving him that shout out. So please come hang out with us in the future. But Zanster now going to push in here with some roaches. Goody picking up these Marines to try and keep them alive. He's got these tanks up, though. He should be perfectly fine to hold this.
There are 2 tanks and a bunker, and even some Hellbats with medevacs. You can kill Hellbats with medevacs, so he's pretty safe.
Man, this is totally changing the pace of the game for a second, but have you ever played the custom map Poker Defense?
I think so, yes, but not often.
Man, what really pisses me off is siege tanks in that game actually do less damage while sieged than unsieged. So every time I play, because I'm so used to sieging my tanks, I lose that freaking game because I can't play properly.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, but here we go. The swarm host is gonna be on the way. Enduring Locust coming out, guys. We're definitely gonna see a long Goody game. Oh my god. Serve us.
I also hope.
Well, I was gonna say we better just take a big stretch now and get some food because we'll see you guys in 50 minutes.
I need more ice cream.
Yeah.
I got some ice things. So. Oh, the Banshee. That one Banshee is so annoying. But he doesn't have cloak, does he? No.
No, but you can still take a queen on with a Banshee without cloak. It's anything more than a queen, though. It becomes problematic.
And you can just hit the roaches on the map and gain map control. I mean, you cannot stand with the roaches in front of his base and stuff. And he gets also good scouting with Banshee. By the way, what has Goody scouted? He hasn't scouted anything, to be honest. Not any tech path.
But that, you know what? As silly as this is to say, like there's so few things where I'll be like, oh, Terran's OP. That's kind of one of them. When you go mech, you've got this big ball of bio that unless your opponent suddenly hits you with like 15 Mutalisks out of nowhere, like you don't need to really scout because anything that's on the ground is going to get demolished by your siege tanks and taken care of by your Hellbats. And Goody even gets the first swarm host that pops out. Second one is not going to escape. Banshee. That Banshee actually gets the other swarm host too.
you know why Goody got into that position? Because of the Banshee. He got map control, and Zanster didn't see him moving there. And dropping him.
You're 100% correct about that. I mean, the Banshee has not done a lot of damage, but map controls everything in this game. But look at this. Meanwhile, Roche head spot at third base. Going to force Goody to lift off and come back home. He's got a Thorn and a Siege tank up, but he doesn't have too much at home right now. He does have to be careful.
Even burrowing a Roach under the third base. I really like this. Forces a scan. It's totally worth it.
Yeah, and the Banshee, despite having almost no health remaining, does chase all of the chase all of the swarm hosts back, allowing the siege tanks to stay in position where they are. But finally, losing that Banshee is going to suck because now he doesn't have that high ground vision, and these tanks are actually in a very dangerous spot.
But one thing I don't like about Zanster's play is Hive hasn't started yet.
Oh, that
well,
could be
maybe it's a
problematic.
different playstyle, but I think Hive is so essentially.
Yeah, I mean, the Swarm, or sorry, not the Swarm hosts, but the Swarm hosts are cool as they are. The Vipers start gripping units in. You can start advancing forward with the Blinding Cloud. Like, every Terran player is going to have that ball of tanks shooting away. Oh, nice drop here with the Hellbat. It's going to pick off those Spine Crawlers. But anyways, every Terran player is going to have that line of tanks, that clumped up ball to shoot the Swarm hosts, to keep the Locusts at bay. But if you Blinding Cloud them, you're going to lose all those tanks. Oh, here I'm talking about. Look at the Hellbat damage right now. 22 normal, 24 versus light.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Where does that come from, these magical numbers? But
I don't know, man.
okay, well, Goody is starting to make the transition into air. He's going to start adding Ravens into his army. He needs those Seeker missiles to really appropriately deal with the Swarm hosts as the game gets further in. But for now, he's got this really nice amount of siege tanks. They're also spread very nicely. Zanster's going to find it very hard to get the Swarm hosts to any part of the base where Goody's going to be in danger.
Yes, but as long as he's sieging his Goody space with his Swarm host, it's just so hard for Goody to move out.
Yeah.
So we can keep him in his space, macro, get 10 gas economy, and yeah, get some Vipers and some anti-air himself.
Yeah, Goody has to reposition just slightly, but one thing that's key here too, guys, he's making a lot of Hellbats, which aren't bad, mind you, but Hellions actually trade better with the Locust, better than Hellbats do, just due to the way the attack is. And Blue Flame, with Hellions, this is one of those situations where it'd be pretty darn handy to have.
Yeah, I really agree with this.
I like this, though.
Probably you'll never see Hellions anymore.
No, you really won't. It's kind of a desperation thing, but I like that Goody's moving out with drops behind this. Like, okay, I'm being locked down, but I'm not going to let you pay. Like, he's not going to play passively.
Yeah. That's also a very good decision of him.
Oh,
I mean,
no static
he will
defense
get
here in
some
the
drones.
natural. And he's going to scout the Spire, too. So Goody will know the air transition's coming, but I mean, he's already to expect it. Oh, and he's going to get so many larvae here as well. Queen going to go down as well.
It doesn't get, no, it doesn't get the medevac. Oh, maybe it survives and gets the medevac. God, that's very outplayed.
He stops chasing the Queen and going to kill the Queen, goes for the workers instead. Not a bad choice, I guess. Goody having picked off quite a few workers this game with very minimal drops. But these Locusts are still laying siege to this third base, and as you said earlier, man, Goody just cannot move out. He's so locked into where he is.
Yes, and he's just trying to get out as many units as possible, like Ravens and Vikings and stuff, on 3 bases. And you don't just don't have such a huge amount of gas on 3 bases, while Zanster has 5 bases and 10 gas, so he has like nearly double the amount of gas that Goody has.
Well, Goody is finding a hole to push out. The Swarm hosts are on the left side of the field, so he's going to push up the right.
Does he have any Vipers? No Vipers.
No, he doesn't have Vipers, and that's very problematic.
Vipers. You can't win.
Well, I was going to say, let's not forget, too, even if he brings his Swarm host back home, these Ravens can drop the point defense drones, and it kind of neutralizes the Locust waves. Oh, he catches
roaches in production.
Oh, he actually catches a lot of Goody's tanks, though, out of position. Goody lost about half of his tanks there from that flank. He'll get this base, but the other base on the other side of the field's happily mining, so it's not that big of a loss for Zanster.
Yeah, I don't know. Without Vipers, it's just so hard to kill this mech army. Nearly impossible.
Yeah. I mean, like, forget Abducts, you really need those Blinding Clouds to engage into the siege tanks.
But why doesn't he get Vipers? Well, he wants to go for the Greater Spire, but I'm not sure about this decision.
The Broodlords and the Corruptors can work if he catches Goody without too many Ravens on the field, because of course Corruptors absolutely destroy Vikings, but that's a big if. You have to catch Goody without his Raven count up. But ooh, I like this drop and creep. Ambro is circling here at the 4th base. Goody cannot expand. And he's getting dangerously low to like mining out. His maintenance natural already pretty low.
Yeah, mules.
Yeah, mules are cool units like that, but
yes,
constantly trying to bait this army into the siege line. Sorry to talk over you there. It's just Zanster takes the bait for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, Roach is coming from behind though, so he may have lost most. Yeah, I was gonna say he lost most of his Hydralisk, but the Roach is coming from behind. Secret missiles. Oh, nice hits go off. But meanwhile, Goody's pushing the other side of the field while this is happening. Zanster is trading the drones out immediately, but this base will certainly fall.
Yeah, this is always a bad sign if the mech players is split pushing the Zerg.
Yeah. But actually, I like this sort of Zanster coming straight from the heart of the base of Goody. He knows there's not going to be much at home, but there's just enough to hold the top of this ramp. If these Roaches were full health, maybe they could push into that. But they're already so damn low. Meanwhile, Zanster looks like he's trying to hit up a bit of a flank here. The weak Roaches come from the south, his army from the north, but decides to back off. Takes the Flash Star and sees, wow, Goody's got a lot of stuff, but ooh, look at the positioning on these Broodlords. Queens are across the field, they're going to try and transfuse this, but there's no anti-air for the Vikings. The Vikings are going to go unanswered and take out every single one of these Broodlords. Goody's being attacked from two sides, though. This is a little bit ridiculous. Zanster's going to take the victory, but he loses all of his Broodlords. Actually, one will get away. But Zervas, I gotta say, I like the choice to get the Broodlords, but not that he got so many of them. TLO does a style I really love where he gets Swarm Host and peppers in like 3 Broodlords and no more to go with them. And I think that works really nicely.
Yeah, it does.
But
Because they drag the siege tank fire on them. And so the Locust can move forward.
I just feel like that was a little bit too much of like an overcommittal there by Zanster. Or by Goody, I mean, rather. But okay, it's finally.
Hydras are so useful.
Yeah, he just can't quite get that last Broodlord, which kind of sucks. Planetary's up and running. Sure, the siege tanks are here, but Goody, what's he doing here on the right side of the map? He could drop a missile or an auto turret and clear this up very quickly. But his Raven's just kind of chilling. I don't. Okay, whatever.
The thing with Zanster's playstyle is he doesn't get the Vipers, so he gets like no free trades. So he gets many Hydras and Roaches, so he has to trade.
And Zanster actually just sniped that command center in the middle of the map that was flying over.
Oh, that's so huge. So no 5th base just yet?
No, Goody's gonna be a little whiles off from that, but he chases Zanster off again. And you know, while Zanster's been applying a lot of pressure on this side of the field, and he's got that gas bank, he's not really able to utilize it because Goody keeps shutting down his mining bases. And it's so weird to consider, like, Goody, who's playing so defensively, is actually being offensive, but just enough. Like, he keeps taking out the 4th and the 5th base and then falling back home, and it's working for him. But finally, Zervas, your wish is being granted. We finally have Vipers coming out, but oh no, these Swarm Hosts!
It's too late. Oh god, they are trapped. They are trapped.
They are trapped between a planetary fortress and a lot of siege tanks. Oh, Zanster, man.
This is so unfortunate. He didn't see him moving
no, that was,
top of the plateau.
And that's that map control. But meanwhile, back at Goody's natural base, he's taking a lot of hit from these Hydralisks. He's got to retreat with his army, but he can take this fight. Make no question, guys. Oh, but look at this labor.
If he gets into the main base, to the production, he can do a lot of damage.
That's how you kill a meching player. You take out the tech labs, you take out the factories, but he's not going to be able to take out enough. Zanster's going to do some stutter stepping here in the main, of course, but here are all the siege tanks from Goody. And wow, the secret missiles.
No!
Oh, they go dud. A little sad. That would have been some cool explosions, but I gotta say, I think Goody's in a really commanding position right now. Zanster, this was almost a desperate move on his part. I mean, it would have been smart if he could have caught all of these factories, but he gets one, and oh my god, the Hydralisk corpses, man. They go flying everywhere. Meanwhile, Goody clearing out this base once again. Zanster's stuck to really one mining base. Well, 2, I guess, but it's enough to make him GG.
Yeah, GG well played. To be honest, I don't really like the playstyle of Zanster in that game. Well, I do it differently, and
he needed the Vipers so much earlier.
Yeah, for what I really like to do is staying on Roach Hydra and getting an early hive, like against Protoss, if you want to make these 3 Viper pushes, and then add in Swarm Hosts, and you have some Hydras to deal with the Vikings if your opponent has Vikings, and yeah. Just add in Swarm Hosts after the trades instead of Roach Hydra again. And finally also Corruptors.
Zervas?